Hi everyone. I'm very pleased to be here with all of you in CrossTech World 2022. And I have today a very special guest, one of our diamond sponsors, UniTeller and Alberto Guerra. So Alberto, I want to make sure that everybody that is not here, that is watching us live, know a little bit about you, about who you are, about your mission in the revolution of the industry. And then we could go into a little bit of details into your vision, the future of payments, and how do we see digitalization really transforming how we are moving forward. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Priscilla. Hi, everyone. My name is Alberto Guerra. I'm the CEO of UniTeller Financial Services. As you know, UniTeller is a cross-border payment company. We're based in, our main office is in Austin, in Texas, but we are a subsidiary of the Banorte Group out of Mexico. So our main mission is facilitate cross-border payments, linking individuals and companies around the world, offering technology solutions, a distribution network, again, connecting individuals and companies either from the sending side as well as on the paying side. At the end of the day, what we are trying to do is make transactions, cross-border transactions, more efficient, real-time, with the use of technology, compliance processes, procedures, making sure that all transactions are well taken care of from a regulatory and compliance perspective. So yeah, that's what we do, making sure we facilitate, provide solutions through different channels. So I guess we'll go deeper into that as we continue the conversation, but yeah, that's what we do, and excited to be here at CrossTech.
Thank you.
Great opportunity for us to meet the industry, to meet not only business partners, but also very good friends that allow us to build very good and solid relations for the future.
And as you know, today we have a course that we're going to be talking about the digital way. How do we transform companies with different level of maturity on their business model into becoming digital? And I know digital is part of the core mission of you as an executive and also of UniTeller. So tell me a little bit on how do you see the future of payments? So we see solutions like yourselves at the market, we see new players coming in, fintechs, and even like a different mentality from cross-border companies transforming themselves to become digital. So where do you see the future of payments moving forward?
Sure. I mean, future of payments, and there are many ways of defining or trying to define a vision of how future of payments, the future of payments is going to be. But definitely it has to go line in line with technology, the use of technology. Cross-border payments have to be more real-time, transparency, secure, and that can only be achieved with the use of technology. And technology is crucial in making sure not only that you have an adequate platform, but a platform that is easy to use, that is that is solid and that is secure, and that allows you for that transparency and that efficiency on the real-time aspect of it. So at the end of the day, a lot of things go into place when you have a transaction, when you process a transaction, and in making sure that you do them well and in real time is key. So companies that are in the industry that are not investing heavily in technology, should reconsider that approach, because I think that's part of the evolution. We're talking and seeing new technologies now. Now a lot of companies are talking into blockchain and use of crypto into cross-border payments. So a lot of that, again, goes in hand with investments in technology that need to take place at different levels.
And I think also another component, a lot of people think technology, they think of banking as a service, they think of white label, but there's also the compliance component. As you know, today, for the members that have been watching live, you've seen through our app that we have been doing AML compliance courses, we have been doing crypto compliance courses. So there is also technology in the compliance side to make sure that you can mitigate payment fraud, to make sure that you can protect your customers' information. So I want us to think about as an industry on not only the compliance side to accelerate your time to market, but also how do you do compliance correctly? We do have a big following of our compliance community, so I wanted to make sure that I make that linkage. So how do you prioritize compliance within your product?
You know, compliance has to be a key component of your platform because you cannot afford not to do your job well, especially when you're having digital channels and you're not seeing the consumer, the individual face to face. So when you have a face to face interaction with the customer, you do the KYC right there at the store, at the location where you're facing the customers. You can see the ID, you can see the person, you can ask him questions, and you can get a sense of who's sending money. When you are doing a digital transaction, you don't have that in front of you, but you do have information and you do have a lot of technology behind you that you have to invest in to make sure that you are actually doing a transaction as if it were in person, but it's just happening through a digital a product, a digital channel. So on that end, you need to make sure, as you were saying, compliance and technology go hand in hand in making sure that you're authenticating the customer adequately. I mean, you get a lot of information and data points, not only from the consumer on the information he's typing in the app, but also the information that you are getting when they're uploading the ID, when they're taking a picture, when they are uploading any document that you may require as part of your onboarding process. So at the end of the day, all of this information that you receive, you need to make an assessment on that information, the quality of the information, the how accurate the information is it valid or not, what tools are you using to make a decision, which that decision has to be made in real time.
Yes.
So is it an adequate transaction? Is it a real customer, the one that is coming up, or is it a fraudster impersonating someone else? So that decision you have to make real time on the spot through the app. So that again requires a lot of know-how, the use of tools, the development of, in our case, we use AI, artificial intelligence, in making some of these decisions in order to, again, reduce the risk of impersonation or fraud. So you're making these decisions, and again, you're taking all of this information and making these choices because you want to make sure that you are providing the service in real time, because 99.999% of the cases and transactions that you're going to do are going to be real, actual good transactions. So you need to make sure that you are at that level for those 99.999% of customers that are approaching you. So yeah, at the end of the day, those are the challenges. So it would be impossible to think that you can do it in real time without the use of technology and the use of compliance tools and techniques in order to make sure this happens.
And there's also a new trend, Alberto. You know this very well because we did a VRT a few months ago where we discussed about super apps. Correct. So I wanted to hear your perspective since you are a lead player in the market in this sector. Do you believe in super apps? What is your perspective on the new trend that is coming into the market?
Yeah, I mean, super apps, I do definitely believe in super apps. Super apps have been very successful in other parts of the world, particularly in Asia, in countries like China, India, the Philippines, Indonesia. They have become very, very popular and are part of the day-to-day activities of people in these countries. So ideally, you would understand and you would believe that there is an opportunity here in the U.S. for super apps to be successful. However, there's another trend of thought that says that it may not be the case, because in those countries the super apps, came as a substitution of the lack of independence, adequate services. And here in the U.S., you have very competitive and really interesting giant companies, providing specific services like transportation services. You have Uber on transportation, social media. You have all the different social media companies, and then you have payments and the payment giants that have their own apps, and then you have the remittance companies, and then you have the wallet companies, and then how can you, like in Asia, combine all of these services into a single app? The people questioning if that is even feasible in the U.S. because, again, of the diversity and competition through these other services. In my opinion, super apps are going to exist in the US, and they're going to continue to evolve, probably more limited to how they are in Asia, but just look at it as a financial services super app. Right now, if you see on our industry, most of the remittances services that are digital are single product, and it truly cannot continue to be that way. I think there is a huge opportunity on providing multiple financial services and other type of services, not necessarily financial, into these apps, where remittances, are part of a service within a community or a membership, if you allow me to use the word membership, that provides a bundling of multiple services. So definitely we do see that as an opportunity. I think the most simple way to think, or probably the first transition or the first step that companies are doing is, how can I combine the money transfer service with a wallet, with a debit card, with other type of financial services, a credit card, other type of payments, bill payments, phone loans, other type of payments, and make a super payment, digital, credit, debit, financial service app. And eventually offering additional services. You can go insurance, asset investment, crypto, you name it. I mean, I do believe that there are great opportunities where financial services, remittance companies partner with between them and make sure that you are within this universe of services that can be provided through an app. So definitely, I think there's a lot of opportunity there, and there's very exciting business opportunities. Neobanks, banking as a service. It's all about merging compliance technology with a variety of financial services. So all of that is, in my opinion, aligning into a place where you will see a different version of the super app here in the US, a little bit different from Asia, but at the end of the day, this bundling of services is gonna continue.
Thank you everyone for watching. Please follow our hashtags CrossTech 2022, and also we're launching tomorrow our 2023 conferences. We can't wait to see you.
Thank you.